Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I pretty much use Zoom for everything. I was talking to one of my clients who's like, yeah, I like to go out and network in person with the people in my town, in my local city. And I'm here like, oh, right.
Yeah.
People do that. Like
Yeah.
all of my stuff is on Zoom. That's how I relate to people in Zoom.
I like it. I mean, here's the neat thing about what you do is you can go to the grocery store and nobody knows who you are, right? I mean, it's like you don't have, people who have a local clientele, they run the risk of having that angry client, right? Or somebody coming up to the plumber in the grocery store and asking a question. It's like, just leave me alone. Just leave me
Right,
alone.
right.
You don't have to worry
Well,
about it.
Russ is that local celebrity. He can't go anywhere in the Willamette Valley in Western Oregon without running into people he knows.
Oh, seriously?
Well, I got to tell you, it's very funny. I think Scott's being way too nice to me, by the way. But I was a good friend of mine who's the mayor of Albany, Oregon, and had been on this show a couple times. Alex, I was talking to him in a coffee shop yesterday, and he was introducing me to the gentleman he was having coffee with, and he said, "Yeah, Russ is." He goes, "Russ is just a local celebrity." He said, "That's exactly what he said." I'm like, "Okay, you're being way too kind." But yeah, everybody jokes that I know everybody, but clearly I didn't know who he was having coffee with. So there are a
Right.
few people I still got to get to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I the only people that I know here is like all of the moms like that are in my local area. So I literally can't go around the block in my neighborhood without going like hello, hello, but like nothing to do with business here. Nobody knows what I do. Like it's very hard for people to explain what people online do and how they make money. And like there's family members that still like Thanksgiving, they look at me and are like, so what are you doing? Like, what is that thing? And I'm like, with that attitude, I'm not explaining anything to you. I'm like, I'm just an online coach. Let me go over here and
Yeah,
talk to
but
somebody else.
Ina, that's where the rumors start. That's where people. I think she's on OnlyFans. I think she's on
Oh
OnlyFans.
my God. Oh my
They don't.
God.
They don't think
Hopefully,
that about me.
hopefully that's not something that people say
No,
about
I hope
me.
not
Well,
too.
They'll be
it's one
very
of those
disappointed
things
when they join OnlyFans until I'm not there. They'll be very
when you
disappointed.
when you talk to people and all you need to do is give them enough of an answer.
Yeah,
So,
right?
you're at the family reunion and it's like, oh, Scott, what are you doing now? I say, I do marketing stuff. And they go, oh, okay, pass the potato salad.
Yeah.
And
Right,
that's enough,
exactly. Make it
right?
as boring sounding as possible
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they can
yeah.
stop the line of questioning. Yeah.
Just move on.
Yeah, it's just really hard. It's just no, seriously, it's just really hard to explain to someone who is not in your industry, somebody who is not interested in the stuff that you do. It's really hard for you to explain the value of it. And I can't be bothered with the questions like, but why would you do that, and why do you do
Yeah.
it this way, and are you actually making money? I'm like pass a potato salad.
Yeah.
Like, you
Well, I
know
think I think part of the problem is we have all, obviously I'm a little older, but when we went to school, there were like five buckets. Oh, you're a guy, you want to be a fireman or a police officer. Oh, you're a girl, maybe be a teacher or a nurse, right? So
Mhm.
there were just these defined buckets. And now what's happened is there's just been an explosion of things that people can do. And it's
Yeah.
great because it's very liberating. People don't have to get stuck in those sorts of things.
I
But
volunteer.
yeah, people who don't know don't they can't wrap their head around what it is to have a
Yeah.
business.
I
Yeah.
volunteer a
Well,
lot
I
with
have
high school
I have
students.
this great friend called D. Scott Smith right there who tells everybody that the barrier to entry in business today is just your willingness to step forward and
That's
do
true.
it because there's so many amazing things you can do online. And you're right, Ina and Frank, people don't get it. And when I tell them I'm a marketing coach, they're like, what is that? And where do you do that? And I don't do it all online, obviously, but combination. But yeah, people get really confused. Then I tell them I do live streaming and live stream producing. And they're like, what is that? What is that exactly? I mean, you're
Yeah.
right. There's a lot of people that
But
are still trying to.
even the high school students I work with and uh, that are deeply immersed and they, as they say, not only did they don't know what life is like without cell phones. They don't know what life is like with cell phones that have buttons.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you tell them, oh, by the time you graduate high school, whatever school you go to, by the time you're in your mid 20s and you're starting your career, whatever you do, whatever job you do, probably doesn't exist today.
Yeah.
And
True.
Yeah,
Right.
that is so
I
true.
didn't think
I mean,
I was gonna be doing this when I went to school for computer science. I thought I was going to be developing programs, and I was just gonna be a code monkey, and like that was it.
didn't exist.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Things have changed so incredibly in a really a positive way. I mean, even though a lot of people don't understand it, our ability to do things nowadays is crazy. And what I love is, first of all, I love Boston, right? My beautiful wife and I and our family went back to the East Coast, and we ended up in Boston. Didn't know what we'd really think, even though I've been a lifelong Celtic fan. After a Portland Trailblazer fan, I am that first. But after that, I was huge Larry Bird fan back in the day, right? That ages me. And so love Boston. We got there, man, saw the garden, saw all the cool stuff. I love that. But I can't just be in Boston all the time. But with you, I can. We can be anywhere in the world. This morning we had Noopy. That was Dr. Noopy is over in England. We had Shri down in Houston, Texas. Doesn't matter where you are, you can be in contact with people and do business with people, right? I produce Noopy shows out of England, and I'm in Salem, Oregon. So
And
it's
what was
incredible.
great when Russ came back to Oregon and people knew that he had come from Boston, everyone was asking, oh, did you see Ina while you were there?
That was pretty much it. You're right. I mean, everybody asked about Ina. That was
Because
the
I am
only
the
thing
local
that I heard.
celebrity, apparently. So therefore, no, and I totally see what you're saying because I did. I mean, obviously, I've been like all of you guys in the online world for a decade. So like I know what it is to work with people in multiple different time zones. But I really got tickled the other day. I saw somebody who used to be my client and we just kind of fell out of touch and we just started getting in touch again. And I was talking to her. I'm like, I've seen some of your reels and it looks like you're traveling. Like, where are you now? And she's like, oh, I've been in India for the past month. I'm like, in India? And she's like, yeah, I'm in this rural community. I'm like, please show me right now. And she opened her camera and she showed me around the India, like what was happening. She's like, oh yeah, those are that's where the women go and they do their crops, and this is what the city looks like outside my window. And I'm like, I'm looking at India right now, and it will never get old, you know.
No, you are so right. You're so right. It's amazing because as much as I want to travel to all the places that I have friends, I just can't do it uh, physically right now with everything going on in your life. You just can't get around there. Only person I know that seems to travel everywhere is Bruce Carnahan, the guy in the blue shirt. He's amazing if you guys don't know him, but he's always on the road. He's been over to Noopy's in England. He's been here having coffee with me in Salem. He's been down in California, over on the East Coast. He's been everywhere. And so a lot of people do like to spread out and meet the people live that they've met virtually. But I just want to tell you what a blessing it is to be able to do that. So, all right, Frank, give us a little bit more information. We got a few minutes. Give us more information on your group, how people get involved, and what you guys are all about.
The name of the organization is Am Spirit Business Connections. The best way is just to get a hold of me. You can find me on LinkedIn. I just found Ina. I'll send you a connection request.
Yeah.
But you can find me, frankagan.com. Has my email. It has my socials on there. So my LinkedIn, my Facebook. I think it might even have my phone number. People don't call though. That's amazing. I was worried about putting a phone number on there. Nobody ever calls. But yeah, just, reach out. We're looking for people to certainly get involved in our groups, but also looking for leaders to help us get groups started all around the country. So happy to have a conversation, or happy to talk to anybody who is in a situation where the referrals aren't happening for them, or their network isn't working, or they might be in a leads group that's leading nowhere. Happy to have a conversation and just see where we can add some value.
That's so awesome. And I'm guessing that with the virtual world that people can contact you from just about anywhere, right, Frank?
Yeah, like you. I mean, every morning I wake up, I've got messages from Estonia and India, and it's just everywhere. So And what I have found is that people around the world are really no different than we are. Their kids drive them crazy. They're worried about this, worried about that, complaining about the government. It's just all the same. We're all the same.
Yep. No, I agree with you. It's amazing how similar we are no matter where we are in the country. Ina, so since you are an online coach, I'll bet people can get a hold of you online and work with you that way, can't they?
Very easily. I am on Instagram every day at Ina Coveney, and this is how you spell my name, with an EY at the end. And it's super exciting. I just started a new free Facebook group after being off of Facebook groups for 3 years. I started a brand new one. We just hit 100 members. I'm super happy with it. It's called Coaches Helping Coaches, because there's a lot of groups out there where you can't promote yourself, where you can't come and get clients. I'm like, no, wait, we are all coaches and we all hire coaches all the time. So let's help each other out. Come get collaborators, get clients, get mentors, ask other coaches how they're doing their tech, how they're doing their marketing. Let's all just seriously create this community, this I want to use the word like commerce, like this economy is the word I'm looking for. Let's create this economy of coaches for coaches. So if you would like to join our group, because it's incredible, and we do a whole bunch of stuff behind the scenes and special trainings. I just did a training last week in there of how to grow your offer to 6 figures, even if you have a small audience. That's in there. The whole video is in there. All you have to do is go to theglobalphenomenon.com/Facebook, or just search on Facebook for Coaches Helping Coaches by The Global Phenomenon, and it's right there. And I'm also going to put it right here in the comments.
Awesome. And do you know Bob Feathers over there in Boston, Ina?
I don't.
Well, we're going to have to introduce you to, because you're in the same neck of the woods. And by the way, I love your Boston accent. Just thought I would tell you that.
Thank you. That's wicked nice of you.
Wicked. Throw it in there. What part of Boston are you in?
I'm just north of Boston. I'm in like the Wakefield, Reading, Saugus. Okay. Like everybody who's familiar with those, like anybody who's looked for houses in Boston is familiar with that, like three town radius. So I'm just 10 miles north of Boston.
Okay, great.
That's so awesome. Well, listen, you two have been amazing. We appreciate you both. Definitely going to have you back on. Want to stay in touch. And I definitely, if you haven't sent it to me already, Frank, I'd love that information on the group. And we may have already done that. My brain's a fog sometimes. So if you send it again, that'd be amazing. All right. Appreciate you both. And we're going to send you to the green room. Hang tight for just a second as we wrap up. And thanks again for being here today.
Thank you, guys.
See ya. Well, Scott, we did it. Another amazing show with amazing people.
Absolutely. As we say, we always have the most remarkable people on the planet on the Experience Live with Russ and Scott every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific time, or 9 a.m. Central time.
That's it. Yes. Or we can keep converting that, but I'll just stick with PDT, Pacific Daylight Time. We're good with that. All right. Well, listen, I want to tell everybody thank you for those who are watching live today. We know so many of you watch on replay. Please share this with your friends. Ina and Frank are amazing connections, and you do not want to miss that. Their information was on today as you were watching. Also, it's scrolling across the bottom, and they are all clickable in that information in the comments and in the show notes. So please go to them, connect with them. Scott's and my information is there. We love to connect with you as well. So please go connect with anybody on the show today. And, building community is so important. That's how we live a better life. We are better together. And Scott and I appreciate all of you. And don't forget, like Scott said, we're here at 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time every Wednesday morning. We appreciate all of you being here today. And I think with that, Scott, we only have one thing left to say.
Yeah! You can't have the experience without Kermit.
That's right. You can't. So everybody, enjoy your life and
enjoy the experience.
There you go. I was going to point Ray sooner or later. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.